So, a pleasant good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, based on where you're watching this live broadcast from. My name is Masiame Kon, and I'm coming to you live at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. So, today is Friday, and Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism is hosting press briefing today. So once again, if I just joining us, I would like to say welcome. This is Ellen TV Liberia Live, and we're coming to you live at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. So today press briefing will bring together Liberia Foreign Affairs Minister Honorable Cyril Blesso Yanti, Justice Minister Oscar Twe, and others key government officials. So Honorable Jeremy Mafipia, Ministers of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, will be here. Honorable Daniel Otesano, Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, here at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Johnny Tapper, and other key government officials. So you can just take us to us as we bring you full coverage of this MACAT special press briefing. So we are currently in the Charles Beyond Conference Hall at the Ministry of Information, where MACAT weekly activities is being hosted. So take us to us as we bring you press briefing and this full coverage of this MACAT regular press briefing. So I'm here with my colleague. I'm here with my colleagues. I'm Strong Cooper. He's on the OB for the radio, along with the Deputy Director General for New Media and Rebranding, Honorable D. Flomo II. He's here present with other team members. We are here to provide you this full coverage of MACAT special press briefing. So stick and stay with us as we bring you this full coverage of this special press briefing. So that's the acting Assistant Minister for Information Services at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, and he's the current Director for Press and Public Affairs, Lawrence M. Family. So that's the 60th Minister for Culture and Tourism, along with Cyril Bard from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So if you just joined us, I would like to say welcome. Welcome to today's special press conference hosted today at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism in the Charles Beyond Conference Hall. So today press briefing will bring together key government officials. Honorable also Twe, Justice Minister, Honorable Cyril Bar, Honorable Sarah Blesso Yanti, Liberia Foreign Affairs, Mafipia, Ministers of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Daniel Otesano, the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs at MACAT, along with Honorable Johnny Tapper, the Deputy Minister for Administration here at the Ministry of Information. So stick and stay with us, don't you go away as we bring you this full coverage of MACAT regular press briefing. Sorry for MACAT special press briefing. So that's the Director for Press and Public Affairs, Lawrence and family is making sure that everything is in tight because this press conference will bring together key government officials. So I would like to encourage you to stick and stay with us as to bring you the full coverage of MainCat regular press briefing. So if you're just joining again, I would like to say welcome. This is LNTV Liberia Live and ELBC 99.9 FM. We are coming to you live at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. Where today, MainCat holds a special press briefing, and this briefing will bring together key government officials. This briefing will bring together key government officials.
Fellow colleagues of the media, let me thank you for your punctuality. On a very short notice, we inform you while we were in Katata, Martin County, celebrating the 80th anniversary of the United Nations. We were asked to discharge our duty by assembling here to ensure that one is unpackaged, Government of Liberia, to the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, is packaged to you, and the Liberian people should be informed of what the government has to say. And so the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, along with Her Excellency Cyril President, he addressed today's press briefing.
So, like I said earlier, this press briefing will bring together key government officials. Key government officials are Madam Cyril Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Madam Cyril Yanti, that's the arrival of Honorable Daniel Odisano, the Deputy Minister of Press and Public Affairs, and the arrival of Honorable Gerald Mafi Pierre, Ministers of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Minister of Justice, Councillor Osotue, Madam Sarah Yanti, along with Honorable Johnny S. Takba, Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. So stick and stay with us as we bring you the full coverage of this special press briefing held in the Chad Boyon conference. So keep following.
On behalf of the Ministry of Information, we want to welcome you to this, members of the public, to this special press conference called by the Ministry of Information. We have here the being of the President's Cabinet, Sarah Yanti, Foreign Minister of the Government of Liberia. We have the Attorney General and Justice Minister, Ambassador and Oxford Toy. We also have Honorable Gerald Mafi, Minister of Information, and other members of the senior management team of the Ministry of Information. The press conference will be very brief. I would appreciate for you to please put all your gadgets in place, turn your cell phones on silent to avoid distraction. As I now invite the Honorable Minister of Information to the microphone.
That was the voice of Honorable Daniel Odisano, the Deputy Minister of Press and Public Affairs. That Honorable Gerald Mafi Pierre, Liberia Information Minister.
Thanks for showing up on the very short notice. Legal press, you're always on top of the game. Thank you for coming. Please come forward. So, Attorney General. So we decided that we will stand together as we address the press. Some minutes ago, the government of Liberia issued a press statement on the signature of the Minister of Information. We are assembled here to go deeper into the content of that press release. So I will now invite the Attorney General and Justice Minister, who will start the conversation, to be formed at the Minister of Foreign Affairs in name of the President's Cabinet, Her Excellency Sarah Besto. Yes. So, Minister.
Thank you, Minister. Members of the press, good afternoon. As the Minister of Information said, we are here to confirm the press release issued by the Minister of Information, to the extent that to confirm that the government has agreed to receive and provide protection from Mr. Kilmar Abrigo Garcia, who has been removed from the United States of America. I want to emphasize that this decision of the Government of Liberia is based purely on military ground and is on a temporary basis. It is basically consistent with Liberia's obligation under the various international instruments in our constitution, laws, regulation, immigration, and visa policy of the Republic of Liberia. What also is that Mr. Garcia is coming to Liberia not as a prisoner. He will be free to leave Liberia freely, to move about freely. And his exit from the Republic of Liberia is guaranteed. There will be no harassment, no intimidation. He will move around as our Constitution in Article 13 guaranteed. That every person lawfully within the Republic shall have the right to move freely throughout Liberia, to reside in a part thereof and to leave there from subject, however, to the safeguard of public security, public order, public health. So you'll be free to reside in Liberia, to be free to leave. Yes, we know we're aware that he is a 10-year-old father of 3 children. So his family will be allowed to visit him as they desire, to come in to Liberia freely as they desire. Again, we want to assure you that this decision is, if you know the history of Liberia, it's consistent with Liberia's long-standing tradition of providing refugee and protection for individuals. We have done this for ages. And we intend to keep on being a place of shelter, refuge, and sanctuary for individuals. Also, we want to tell you that our laws also allow us to remove individuals and send them to third countries. You can see that this allows us to also receive individuals similar situation humanitarian ground and to ensure that we receive the maximum protection. Now, turn it over to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Good afternoon. And just to add to the AG's points, the Liberian government has taken a decision to accept Mr. Garcia, and that decision was made thoughtfully as a government because of humanitarian grounds. He's not coming to Liberia as a prisoner, he's not coming to Liberia as a criminal, he's coming to Liberia free to move around and free to choose to leave if he wants. And I think one of the important points to share there is that she has said in all of the AG's points that we do not find that there is a security risk to to Liberians about his coming, given the fact that he's not a criminal based on the analysis done by the justice and security sectors. Also to say that we have said, and other countries have also said they would receive him on humanitarian grounds. And in listed countries where he would not want to go to, Liberia was not on that list of countries that he refused to go to. So we're one of the countries that said that we are willing to receive him here, to move about freely here. And based on that, the processes in America are ongoing. He may come, he may not come. But we have said that we are willing to receive him here. And I said he may not come because we don't know what the processes in America will be like. We just as a friendly country agreed, but we have no control over the processes in the United States.
So, if you have questions, you can take a few on any matter you want to get clarification on with regards to the essence of this press conference, not general issues. So, the normal routine, those of you who want to ask questions will line yourselves. Okay. So we'll take your questions quickly.
Thank you. Good afternoon to our honorables. My name is Desmond and I represent Democracy Watch newspaper as a senior reporter. Minister of State, I'm interested, basically when you were speaking, you said Mr. Garcia is not in the country as a criminal. And we are care to know as what or as who is he in Liberia? And follow to that, why is the government, have seemed this so interesting to speak about it? And is it any suspects of fear or anything that the government foreseen that may occur if not speaking about the issue of the Cassius case as precedent? Thank you.
My name is Mopolu, and we carrying a life, and not everyone knows about the background of Mr. Garcia, so it seems to be strange to the viewers. Will you mind giving background so Liberians can be informed? Thank you.
So my name is Joseph Salif, and I write for the newspaper. We are accepting Mr. Garcia, who is being reported in the United States that he was part of M13 gang, MS-13 gang, one of a famous gang in the United States. Having this individual in our country, looking at Liberia, national security risks, we're facing security issues in the country, and we are bringing someone who have a prior history, is not proven in court, but is being reported in the United States that this man is part of a gang leader. What are some of those security measures the government have put into place that this man will not be or fly rigs in our country? Thank you.
That's perfect.
Good evening. My name is O'Neill Phillips, a Liberian journalist. I write for the New Liberian newspaper. Let me ask this question on behalf of the Liberian people. You say Mr. Kima Armando Garcia may not come to Liberia, or he may come. So the uncertainty is still there. But the question is, what pressure is the government of Liberia under? What diplomatic pressure are you under to allow this fellow to come to Liberia, where we don't have good jail, we don't have good water as compared to America, we don't have good medication as compared to America? What pressure is our government under to accept this man? Thank you.
Next person. Thanks so kindly. I'm Ishmael Lokede, and I work for Punch Radio Liberia. Holding all factor constant, you made mention that Mr. Garcia's stay in Liberia will be temporary. To be specific, how long will he stay in the country? And a follow-up, does his presence have any economic impact on the country? The last person.
My name is Jackson Siafa, and I report for SEM TV. My question here is about the coming in of Mr. Garcia from the U.S. I believe he's from El Salvador. Why not the El Salvadoran government giving him, welcoming him on humanitarian ground, only from the United States that we've just got a few minutes ago that Liberia have accepted him to be here for just a funeral. Why not El Salvador?
Thank you. Questions from journalists here? So
Thank you. Next, very good questions. The Attorney General and the Minister of Foreign Affairs will now provide answers to your questions. Mr. Garcia, who is a Salvadoran native, living, he was deported in March by the U.S. government to a prison in his home country of Salvador. Yes, the U.S. administration did claim for a member of the criminal gang MS-13, which he and his family denies it. There have been no proof of his connection to this criminal gang. As I said, he's not coming to Liberia as a criminal. He'll be free to move about, free to leave if so desire. Basically, at the background, when they were halfway. So the American had charged him with violating immigration laws of America. And by virtue of that, they intend and they put this machinery in motion to deport him to a country. But he refused to go to a native land where he said will not be safe, he will be in harm's way by treating anything. So under American law, they have the same thing right now law that they can send him to a third country if the country agrees. And based on humanitarian ground, that was standing in the world always affording sanctuary to people who will be in need that the government has consented to accept. He's not a prisoner, so we can't talk about prison condition. You have people in the prison. You'll be living among us.
So if I could just add before the foreign minister comes in, Mr. Garcia has been residing in the United States for 15 years. 15 years before he was deported. He was deported, of course, he was immediately thrown into prison in his home country. The matter was taken to court. He's back in the U.S. because the court ruled that he should have returned. So nothing has been established that he's a criminal, but the legal process is going on as to whether he can remain in the U.S. or have another place to go. Like the minister said, all Liberia has done is to say, since he's not objecting to come to Liberia, we are willing as one of the countries that will accept him if the final decision is for him to leave. So no indication at the moment that he's a criminal, and like the minister said, when he comes here, and later on he didn't know, I don't want to stay in Liberia, he want to go to Sierra Leone, grant him the free will to go because he's not a criminal. He had 3 children, and 2 all those kids were born in the United States.
I think the only thing I can add, I think the AG covered most of it. One thing I can add is the question about diplomatic pressure. No, there's no diplomatic pressure. Other countries that are receiving people from the United States, different types of categories of people, not under diplomatic pressure. There's no diplomatic pressure. But I did say something the other day when I came back from the US. I said, in us keeping our relationship and strengthening our relationship with the US, we expect America to make asks of us, and we'll make asks as well. So a week later that we asked this, and the government has accepted to be a safe haven to provide needed assistance for this man to transit. It's not something that should be seen as very unusual, given the current context where there's no diplomatic pressure at all from anybody. This was a decision made by the government. Because Liberia, as you know, repositioning herself globally and repositioning herself the role she used to play. We will build the continent they don't play the role before. You know how many people sought refuge in Liberia on humanitarian grounds? So many. And I think this is just about us taking that place, noting that this man was sent to he was sent back to the U.S. Investigation proved that there was no criminality with him. And so the court in the U.S. ordered him back. Now that they try to get him out, some of us have stood up to say that humanitarian grounds would be available for him to come here as he transits and try to get his family reorganized. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thanks to Canada's aid for the special press briefing here at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. So like I said, this press conference brought together key government officials, Councillor Otto Twe, Justice Minister Madame Sarah Blesso-Yanti, Liberia Foreign Minister Honorable Jerome Matthew Pierre, Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism Honorable Johnny Tapar, Deputy Minister for Administration here at MINCAT, Honorable Daniel Otesano, Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Madame Kadiato Contet, Assistant Minister for Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Madame Fatima Benta Salif, Honorable Lawrence M. Family, the Director for Press and Public Affairs, Sarah Barr, Home Foreign Affairs Minister. So I would like to say, for those who have been following, I would like to say thanks for following this live broadcast. So this team has been headed by the Deputy Director General for New Media and Rebranding, Honorable D. Flo Flomo II, and of my colleagues, Armstrong Cooper, Richmond Sam, and the others. So do join us next Tuesday for MINCAT regular press briefing. Bye from my end.